Hey guys, what's happening? We're about an hour north of Detroit. It's pretty cold out, snow on the ground, and we're at Hollyoaks Off-Road Park. I've got Chad Callender, marketing manager on Ford Ranger, and this is the 2021 Tremor Ranger. Chad, tell us about what we're going to experience today and the capabilities of this great looking Ranger.
Yeah, well, and thanks for coming out here today to experience the all-new Ranger. As you mentioned, this is a 2021 Ranger. Ranger's been around since 19, but doing really well. Sales on the vehicle. Just finished up our 20 model year, and with the 21, we're bringing in more adventure, more off-road capability, and a really, really cool truck to compete at the top of the off-road capabilities in the midsize pickup market segment. Really, the Tremor package, which is available both on our mid-series XLT and our high-series Lariat, is really the combination of a couple things. It's really about off-road capability, but an important development milestone we wanted was to retain the true truck capabilities of the truck. So it has great on-road performance as well as towing and payload. Let me talk about some of the things on the Ranger, on the Tremor package. First off, it's an entirely revamped suspension system. We've got Fox monotube shocks that are the Fox 2.0 monotubes with rear reservoir piggybacks on the shocks in the rear. Entirely revamped springs and arms and control bars, multi-leaf setup in the back. And this vehicle, I mean, every inch of the suspension system was tweaked and touched to really improve for control and capability in an off-road environment. We've added really impressive Continental Grabber ATX LT tires, which are knobby and aggressive. New wheels. We've got slightly wider track with a wheel lip molding extension. On the interior of the truck, we've got brand new seats. Interior, they're Miko suede with leather. We've got new blackout appearance graphics along the IP panels and the door handles. And the vehicle's got a lot of technology in it as well. We have our trail control system, which is really about different like off-road driving speeds that you can maintain, kind of like cruise control, but in an off-road setting. And we have a train management system, which allows you to drive in different conditions, like today's snow. We can adjust the wheel slip and the transmission tip-in points and traction control mechanisms. And we also have a e-locker in the rear of the truck. So this vehicle is built for off-road, but I will tell you, we did not sacrifice on-road. This vehicle still gets 7,500 pounds of towing and 1,430 pounds of payload, which, by the way, a lot of our competitors don't do. They sacrifice that for off-road performance. We're delivering both. And that's really important if you wanted to convert this truck into like an overlander and put a camping thing on the back and compressors. Having that payload matters. It's not just a great, impressive off-road truck. It's one that can be your daily driver. And we're really excited about that. That was really a core component of our truck.
We just took both of these vehicles, Ranger Tremor and the Bronco Sport, up this hill in the snow. You guys were wondering why I was telling you to stay left when you get to the top. You don't want to be the guy that falls off that. It goes really, really wrong.
Yeah, look how close we got the wheel to where the rut is, and I guess if you'd get sucked right into that,
it's real easy to tip over in that location.
It's a bad day. Oh, tip over. Oh yeah, then you'd roll over.
Yeah. So it can go really wrong.
And that's how steep of a grade did we just come up?
Well, believe it or not, the key to that isn't even necessarily the steepness. It's about a 30-degree grade, but it's in the snow.
Right.
And I think that it does a better job of sort of demonstrating the capability of these vehicles when you take a pretty steep grade and then add snow with sand underneath it.
Right.
So
well, I'm not gonna lie, when we laid back and I watched you go up it and disappear up this hill, and it was bouncing around pretty good. And when you can see the roof of the vehicle, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous. I thought it was a little sketchy, but like you said earlier, don't lift, give it, don't floor it, but give it the gusto, get your momentum going. So I did what you said, and it went up much easier than I thought. It skipped and bounced a little bit. I mean, we're off-road, but it was controlled and had more than enough power and grip to get up here. It was not as bad as I thought.
The right pedal is your friend.
Okay.
Let's head back out on the trails, guys, because there's more fun to be had.
A couple other things I wanted to mention about the all-new Tremor. First of all, we talked about the Continental General Grabber ATX LT light truck tires, but we also have an all-new wheel that's specific to the Tremor. A 17-inch magnetic gray color. It really pops. It lines up with the rest of the accent colors, like the bumper and the wheel lip moldings, and even the fender end badging. So it just really kind of creates a real symmetrical look. In terms of functionality and capability, we have this hoop-style step running board, which helps you with getting in and out of the truck easily. It's got a very gritty material to it, kind of like what you'd see in our spray-in bed liners. And then the other thing I wanted to mention was up in the front. There's some style things on the truck. First off, it comes with these on the grill, a magnetic surround grill with black bars, but it also has this unique C-clamp in red that gives off a touch of color that's noticeable when you see the Tremor coming. In addition to that, there's an optional graphics package. You don't need to get it, but you can get it, and only available on the Tremor, which adds some graphics to the hood along the side and the back of the truck. So, Evan, we saw you throwing it around on the dirt track out there. What did you think? What did you think of the new Tremor?
Oh, man, I'm in love. We drove the Bronco Sport first, so I got a good feel for that.
Yep.
Then I got to jump in this, and ton of snow out there, ton of mud, all the big steep inclines and the deep drop-offs. There's actually quite a lot of bank turns and ruts and things like that. We accomplished the same thing. We brought it back in one piece. Both vehicles got the job done as far as being able to go up and down all the same hills, but the Tremor had a completely different feel to the Bronco Sport. You could feel the extra wheelbase.
Okay.
Different ride quality being a pickup truck. I think this had a lot more grip. It felt like I didn't need as much throttle and speed to get up and over things, and I could really feel the difference in the wheelbase.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the Tremor, it's built for this kind of environment, right? As I mentioned, it's both an on-road and off-road, but the capabilities of this suspension and these grippy, knobby tires,
right?
It's going to give you that very controlled experience, and then also the use of that technology. I know you were using some of the different train modes,
right?
And you can see how that can really help you in the different environments you're in.
Yeah, we tried mud and snow. We tried the snow mode, and we also did the mud and rut.
Okay.
That's the two different modes that I was in, and you could feel a difference in the way the throttle transitions, where you get the power versus what you command.
Yeah. Also the wheels. Some certain modes have different spin, different throttle tip-ins, as you mentioned. Yeah, lots of different controls.
And like I said before, admittedly, I'm a complete novice at off-roading.
Yeah.
So to be able to go out there and go up and over some of these crests, it's a little unnerving, but it's super fun and you feel accomplished. And the truck's really what's doing the job. I just kind of, followed Tom's lead, and he said, keep your foot in it. So, there's certainly points where you've got to, right as you crest, come out of the throttle and start to ease into the brake. You're 2-foot driving, which that's not that uncommon to me. So that part I got used to pretty quickly. But then as you crest, you can't just blast over the top of these hills, because at certain times I felt like, with the road curve going down, you could go right off. There was one point up there where if you had a misstep, you were going to roll down the hill. I mean, it was like, wow. And the trucks just go up and down. It's like nothing. It's awesome.
And that's really I'm glad you brought up that point, because really a key to the way we design these and we put in these technologies is really to help basically give you that confidence.
Right.
I think is the right word, that your truck's going to stay and point the way you want it to go. And It's good for really seasoned off-road drivers who can leverage some of these tools and suspension system, but it's also good for the novices who want to use some of this tech to help them, give them that little edge and give them that confidence. Did you get to try out the trail control system, that off-road crawling mode?
We didn't use that, but
Okay.
I've driven that in the Raptor. If it's
Okay.
similar,
It is.
then I've experienced that in the Raptor, where it really controls your speed going down the longer hills.
Yep.
So I kind of have I understand what that feels like, and we didn't do that. We were just too busy.
Yeah, playing with other
I
stuff.
had both hands on the wheel. I wasn't looking for any buttons going down the hill.
Well, that one's really good. But you mentioned 2-foot driving. That's actually no-foot driving. So it's an interesting, it'll maintain that speed up and down. A really good avenue.
So horsepower and
Yeah.
like on-road and towing capabilities. Talk to us real quick.
Sure.
About what this truck can and can't do.
Yeah, so it has a it's the same engine that's in the base Ranger. It's a 2.3 liter EcoBoost engine. It's paired with an automatic 10-speed transmission. And it's really a perfect engine for this vehicle. It gets 270 horsepower, which is a pretty strong horsepower number. It gets 310 foot-pound of torque, which is top in the class for all gas engines. And it gets an incredibly strong fuel performance. So the combination of having the power and the efficiency is really, really impressive with Ranger. And then with Tremor, not only do we have the same powertrain, but we have the same capabilities, because a key tenet, as I mentioned earlier, is we wanted to make it a truck that does truck things. So you get if you get the towing pack on this truck, which this one's equipped with, you get the full 7,500 pounds of towing that the base Ranger has. And you get 1,430 pounds of payload.
Right.
And that is really important for things like I mentioned earlier. If you want to develop an overlanding truck and you want to put tents and carry gear, having all that extra pounds is important. Our competitors don't do that. Our competitors basically build an off-road truck and they cut their towing and they cut their payload and they cut their on-road performance.
Right.
And what we viewed, and this was important to us, is we want this truck to do everything. We want it to be an and solution, on and off-road, a daily driver, a hauler, bring your toys, etc. So that's what we developed.
Nice. Well, I certainly appreciate you having us out here for the drive.
Yeah.
We have time. I think I'm going to hop back in and go do a little more trailblazing.
I'll tell you what, absolutely. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate you doing it, and take as much time as you want. Go have fun. It's a big sandbox.
All right, guys. So there you have it. The Ranger Tremor 2021. It's capable. It's fun. It'll get the job done whether you're cruising on the highway or you're planning a nice little off-road adventure. Once again, thanks for checking out the channel. Be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, drop a comment, and let us know what you'd like to see coming up, and have yourself a great day.